Good morning. Good morning. Happy Mother's Day. I don't know if you noticed, but we have a good crowd today. And I know that I just need to tell our mothers, good job. Good job. I'm confident and convinced that a number of our mothers were probably asked, what do you want on Mother's Day? And some put in a request and probably could have not put in a better request. I'd like the family to come to church with me. Isn't that great? And think about how many of us, I'm also convinced that many of us have a lot of our own personal faith that we have our mothers or grandmothers to thank for because of what they instilled in us and what they taught us, what they nurtured in us. If your mother is living and you're able to tell her, communicate with her, and tell her Happy Mother's Day, that's a gift. You need to thank God for that. Being a mother is not easy. It's not easy. Stephanie and I I'm helping Stephanie teach the 2-year-olds this quarter. And we had 4 this morning in class. That doesn't sound like a lot. If that doesn't sound like a lot, you probably haven't taught 2-year-olds. Or you may be a mother, because one of us in there, one of us does really well. One of us was specifically designed for that setting. And there's also one of us in there that, have you ever tried to herd cats? There's one of us in there that was not well designed for that role. But I'm doing the best I can. I come out of there, I've given it all, and it wasn't enough. But we have a mother in there. A mother's job is difficult. And I know that specifically when I try to do it sometimes. This morning I want us to think about and notice in Scripture, Exodus chapter 20. Turn to Exodus 20. You may not have noticed, but of the 10 commandments, the first 4 commandments have to do with man's relationship with God. The final 6 commandments have to do with man's relationship with man. And the first of those final 6, commandment number 5, is to honor your father and your mother. The Scripture says that your days may be long in the land the Lord your God is giving you. Our mothers are worthy of our respect. In fact, the word honor means to regard with great respect. There's no one that loves quite like a mother does. The unconditional love. A mother sees the best in her children. A mother is generally a child's biggest fan. And there's nothing quite like a mother. I want to just take a little bit this morning. I don't want to take a long time. But I do want to send us away with 3 ways that we can honor our mothers. 3 specific ways. The first one, and they're all simple. And so this will be extremely simple. Honor your mother with obedience. This is particularly applicable to children. If you're a child or a teenager living at home under the authority of your parents, it's real simple. And Scripture makes it simple. Proverbs 1:8 says, "Hear, my son, your father's instruction, and forsake not your mother's teaching." Ephesians 6:1, we're familiar with this. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Very simple. Young people, just do what she says. Just do what she says. If your mom says it, just do it. And you can, if you want to honor your mother, shock her sometime and do what she says without the eye roll or without the sigh, right? Or without arguing with her. Scripture doesn't say, children, evaluate your mother's teaching, and if she's right, obey her. Right? It doesn't say reason with your mother and see if maybe she hadn't thought of a thing or two. It just says, oh, children, obey your parents. To honor your mother, I want you to learn with me 2 words this morning. Very simple. 2 words. Yes, mother. Right? And so your mother may come, young people, your mother may come and say, you need to go clean your room. And you only have to remember 2 words. Yes, mother. Your mother may come and say, quit arguing with your sister. And instead of explaining why it's your sister's fault or your brother's fault, because it always is, you can shock your mother with just 2 words. Yes, mother. When she says, do your chores. You don't have to say, well, I did them yesterday, or that's not my mess. You can just say, yes, mother. So I want us to learn this morning and take this with us. Okay, so I want us to all say it together. Right? On 3. 1, 2, 3. Yes, mother. Mothers, did we get it right? We're going to practice that this week. We're going to see if we can shock some of our mothers. What a way to honor your mother if you're a child is just to submit to her authority. And in your mind you may think, this is not reasonable. This is not fair. I had to do this yesterday. Or little brother or sister gets by with everything. Children, obey your parents. Honor your mother. All right, a second way. Remember, and you can flip to Ruth chapter 2. Book of Ruth chapter 2. Second way to honor our mothers is with thoughtfulness. Remember this, the book of Ruth talks about the story of this Jewish family. A man and a woman, Elimelech and Naomi. And they had 2 sons. And there was a famine in Israel. In the land of the Israelites, there was a famine. And so this family moved to Moab for a time. And while they were in Moab, their 2 sons married. And one of those daughters-in-law was Ruth. But during that time, Elimelech died, and so did the 2 sons. And so you have Naomi and her 2 daughters-in-law. And Naomi decides to go back to Bethlehem, back to her land, and she tells her daughters-in-law, you stay here, go back to your families. You can have a husband for your future, and I'm going back to my people. But remember Ruth, what Ruth does, she tells Naomi, wherever you go, I'm going. She honors her mother-in-law, and she stays with her mother-in-law to help her. And she goes with her, and they go back to Bethlehem. And a time passes, and Ruth, the daughter-in-law, starts this relationship with what will be her future husband, Boaz. And there comes a time that Boaz speaks to Ruth, and he says, all you have done for your mother-in-law, since the death of your husband has been fully told to me, how you left your father and mother in your native land and came to a people that you did not know before. Ruth did for her mother-in-law things that were not asked for. She was thoughtful. She blessed her mother-in-law by many things that she did, and they weren't things her mother-in-law asked for. She just knew that in this relationship, I want to honor my mother-in-law. I want to bless her. If we don't know what our mothers want, so we can do for them without them having to ask us all the time, we're not paying attention. Let me say it again. If we don't know what our mothers want, so we can do for them without them having to ask us all the time, we're not paying attention. Think about what would help your mom. Young people, or those of us that are grown, have mothers still living, what would help our mother? For young people, it might help your mom to clean out her car for her. Right? How many times does she pick up your stuff? Maybe do your own laundry might help your mother. Maybe clean the kitchen without her having to ask. Or give her a great shock and clean your room without her having to ask. Maybe just do your chores without her having to ask. There are different ways to bless our mothers by doing things that we know they would appreciate, we know they would like. Making your mother breakfast on a day that's not Mother's Day. Maybe just wearing a tie to church on Mother's Day because you know your mother likes it when you wear a tie. Thoughtfulness, right? Just thinking. So I have 2 words for us to remember. Thoughtful. This is like that moment when it hits you and you say, I know. and you're excited. You have this idea. You know what you're going to do. It was your idea. You weren't told to do it. You weren't asked to do it. You just, I know, and I'm going to do this. So those are the two words, I know. So I want you to say it with me, but you have to say it with enthusiasm because you're excited about the idea that you have to do for your mother because you know what would bless her. Right? 1, 2, 3. I know. All right. That's simple. Thoughtfulness. And thirdly, appreciation. Ephesians 4:29 says, "Let no corrupting talk come out of your mouths, but only such as is good for building up, as fits the occasion, that it may give grace to those who hear." Scripture tells us to bless others with what we say. That we should use words, only the words that would build someone up, that would bless someone. And a lot of times we look at this scripture to talk about what the kind of words we shouldn't use, the kind of things we shouldn't say. But this makes the point that we are to use words that give grace to those who hear. And so, with this being Mother's Day, thinking about our mothers, we need to say things that give grace to them. And two words our mothers would like to hear more, I think, are the words thank you. I don't know that our mothers feel appreciated fully for what they do for us. Thank you. Two simple words, but they're powerful, aren't they? When you do something for someone and you give of yourself and of your time and someone acknowledges it and shows appreciation, it's powerful. Philippians 4 verse 8 says, "Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable." Commendable. Something that someone has done or a way that they are, and it's worth commending. It's worth bragging on them. I appreciate Toby's comment this morning about capes. We ought to have capes for our mothers to wear. I don't think they would wear them, but I think it'd be cool for our mothers to all have capes on. Right? Commendable. Anything, if there's any excellence, if there's anything worthy of praise, think about these things. Mothers are to be commended. Oftentimes their job is expected. Their job is tiring. Their job is thankless. I feel confident if I asked young people and grown people, if I asked us today, does your mother love you? I feel confident that we would get a single answer, absolutely. Does your mother love you? If I asked moms and gave them a truth serum, do your children always appreciate you? I think there might be some hesitation. Right? We know we have this relationship, don't we? Mother-child. And a mother's love is so powerful and so strong and so wonderful. And I think they need to be appreciated more. I appreciate my mom. She had a hard job raising my brother and my sister, and I know it wasn't easy for her. And I appreciate her. That's tough. And raising me. Appreciation. 2 words. Thanks, Mom. Okay? Thanks, Mom. Let's say it together. 1, 2, 3. Thanks, Mom. All right, we're going to practice those this week. Someone said to me, this was a year or 2 ago, I asked a mother, it was right before Mother's Day, and I said, "Are you excited about Mother's Day?" And she said, her answer shocked me. She said, "Every day is Mother's Day, just another day." And it shocked me. You're gonna have to. I told her, I said, "You're gonna have to explain this. I don't know what do you mean?" She said, "Every day should be Mother's Day. We should honor our mothers every day." It's not that she was saying her children did that every day, but she viewed every day as a day children, and she did it to her mother, but every day is a day to honor your mother. That's true, isn't it? There are things we do in obedience. We'll do it today unlike other days. In thoughtfulness, we're thinking about our mothers today. We're gonna do some things maybe that Mom didn't even expect. We're going to show appreciation today, but maybe not so much other days. So I want to leave you with the challenge to show your mother Mother's Day on other days. Every day. Honor your mother. They're a gift from God, aren't they? We're going to have a song of encouragement in honoring God. If there's someone here this morning, there may be something that you're really struggling with, heavy on your heart. Maybe someone this morning, you'd like to give your life to Christ and find salvation. If there's something we can do, we're going to use this final song as a song of encouragement. If there's a way we can help you, please come while we stand and sing.
To God be the glory, great things He hath done. So loved He the world that He gave us His Son, who yielded His life and atonement for sin, and opened the light gate that all may go in. Praise the Lord, let the earth hear His voice. Praise the Lord, let the people rejoice. So come to the Father through Jesus the Son, and give Him the glory, great things He hath done. O perfect redemption, the purchase of blood, to every believer the promise of God. The vilest offenders who truly obey, that moment may enter the heavenly way. Praise the Lord, let the earth hear His voice. Praise the Lord, let the people rejoice. Oh, come to the Father through Jesus the Son.